Welcome back, everyone. If you've been following me, we've been doing Deep Purple's Machine Head, and we are now on part 3 of this album. The last part, the last 2 songs of this album came out in 1972, and it had some really huge hits on it. We had Smoke on the Water, of course, which was probably the biggest, greatest hit they ever made. Then we had, of course, we've got Coming, Space Truckin, which is one of my favorite songs, and of course we had Highway Star, which is a very popular song. And there's other good songs on the album too, but those are the 3 big hitters, okay? And now we're going to cover the song Lazy and Space Truckin. I've talked about this band at length in the last 2 episodes, so if you want to avail yourself of those 2 other episodes, please go and watch those. I cover the band members and how this album was made, what they went through, the trials and tribulations, and various things about the history of this album along with the band. But we're going to get right to it here. We're going to finish this song, Lazy. Now, Lazy is a long song, and it starts out with a long, long keyboard solo by John Lord, and then it stops, and then it restarts again with some drums and the bass and a little guitar, and then it switches back, guitar, keyboard, as it moves along. It's about 7 minutes long. Now, people say, man, it's a long time for a song. Well, you know what? In those days, people didn't care about the lengths of songs. If you want it on the radio, yeah, you better care. But, we listened to records, and, so we didn't mind a long song. We had what's called an attention span. So we didn't mind listening to long songs if they were good. And so having a 7-minute song wasn't necessarily a bad thing for a band in those days. Some people might call it self-indulgent, but come on, some of the great works of music have been long. That doesn't mean that it's self-indulgent just because it's long. Nevertheless, this is a long one for the album. And then we'll be doing Space Trucking right after it. So let's get right to it with Lazy. Here we go. pause it right here because I got to say this. Okay, now if you notice something going on here. Okay, first he had the keyboard coming in, did his interesting keyboard solo, and then it stops and it kind of reboots a little bit with a little keyboard, guitar, and drums. But you notice this is a swing beat. This is like right out of the 30s and 40s. It's a swing beat. He's playing. This is not a rock and roll a beat from the 1970s. This is really a throwback to like the 50s and 40s and earlier. So you're getting a real a throwback sound here. But these guys are so good at it, and of course Ian Pace can just play an incredible speed with that beat. Anyway, I just wanted to get to that because this is not your typical. You don't find a swing beat in songs anymore, rock music anymore. You didn't find it like in the 80s. By then it was pretty much gone. But here we are in the early 70s, and they're still playing this, and it's considered rock and roll. Well, here we go. Sweet. That was Lazy. Wow. Great song. And you notice it was a swing beat for the whole song after the keyboard was over with. And then the lyrics come in literally halfway through the song. And it's just talking about being lazy. And, you don't want no bread. You don't want anything. You can just be lazy, stay in bed. It's not a complicated song. It isn't profound. It isn't looking for some deep philosophical meaning. It's just a great song, but it's got this great swing beat. You could, my parents might have understood if there wasn't electric guitar in it. They would have said, yeah, put some horns to it. They would have thought it was Gene Krupa playing drums, and it was a big band. And then it stops at the end and goes to a bluesy dun 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 dun. Great ending, really good. This is really Deep Purple. Playing with all their gusto. And if you watch their live shows, you'll see more of this and even more intense, because when these guys really get jamming, it's like nobody else you've ever seen. And this is kind of a taste of the live sound that they get when they played these songs live. A lot of just jamming. And Deep Purple was good at jamming. They could make a jam and you could forget about even needing lyrics, really. It just was that good. Okay. The last song on the album is Space Truckin', and this is one of my favorite songs. I love playing drums to it, and it's just a great driving song. It's a great rock song. So, it's the last song on the album, and like I said, it's one of the top 3 songs of the album, and it starts with that heavy keyboard from John Lord. And then it just goes to that nice, steady, solid beat of Ian Pace and Ian Gillian's singing is just really comes out here. He really gets the high notes, and the sound comes out of his throat is just incredible. So here we go with the last song on the album, Space Truckin', and right now. There you go, folks. That was Space Truckin, and they ended this album on a bang, okay? That was awesome. I mean, that's what's just like, let's just go for it, guys. We did everything else on this album. Let's just lay down a groove and a rock song, and let's just put it all in there. They gave Ian Pace a great little drum solo to throw in there to show you how good he really is, and just really great stuff in this song. It's one of my favorites, and when you're driving down the highway and you don't really care about what speed you're going, this is the one you want to have on. That's like Highway Star. It'll just set you on a course to trouble, okay? But it was a great album. We listened to all the songs on this from 1972, Machine Head by Deep Purple. I got nothing but good things to say about it. It was a period of time where rock and roll still wasn't overproduced, and it was very clean and clear and driving rock, and they were kind of breaking new ground with this band and with this music, and inventing a style of music that really was just getting started. And so anyway, a fantastic album by a fantastic band. If you ever get a chance to see them live, watch some YouTube videos, you'll be blown away. I think they put out a new album, and they'll be touring, so you might want to go out and check them out. Of course, the original band members, some are gone. Richie Blackmore's not with them anymore, and they also have Steve Morse is not with them anymore. So, but they got good stuff. Ian Gillian's still singing, still a great band. Well, that's all I have for this album. I hope you've enjoyed this with me, and as always, comment, like, and share. And I know that we're going to be doing more albums here by Deep Purple probably, but in the 80s. I think we'll probably do one of them in the 80s. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this Magic Carpet ride with Deep Purple 1972 Machine Head. We got other albums we've done, so get out there, and if you like what I'm doing, leave comments. And like and subscribe. Please subscribe. It's very important. The algorithm likes subscriptions. I like them. And so does sharing with your friends. Well, that's all we have for the record shelf and Machine Head Deep Purple. We hope it's been a pleasure. And as always, I invite you to join us again next time.